experience here with God and the breath of life, and what really ultimately changed the trajectory of my life as a husband, as a father, as a business owner, even as a veteran, and what led me to the journey of being a yoga teacher, focusing on pranayama and breath work, and how the breath has transformed so many lives and people I've been around. But I wanted to share with you a divine personal experience that happened to me several years ago. Now, several years ago, I had so much stress, so much anxiety, so much doubt, lack of self worth, lack of self confidence, so much stress building up, the alcohol building up, and so much more. And I just, gave it all to God, just give it surrender to life itself, and just said, hey, I am ready. I'm ready for all this to change. I'm ready for all this to transform in some way. And God put me through a series of tests, so to speak, lasting several months. And then as several weeks got more intense leading up to this experience, and then several days even more intense. And then one night I went to sleep. My wife was in bed next to me. And I just, to this day, I can see and feel everything. I was sleeping. And in my own dreams here, I just felt like I was on the ground and all this darkness around me, all this negativity was all around me, this dark energy, dark entities, whatever it might have been. And I'm just surrounded from top to bottom to left to right. And I just kept getting just hit and kept getting beat and had so much physical and emotional pain just surrounding me more and more and more. And then I remember just feeling it as well. I could feel it all. Then I just heard this voice just call out. And this voice I always remember just said, "Take my hand and breathe." And I remember at that moment, I just grabbed that hand. I get goosebumps as I'm sitting here. Grabbed that hand and I took a big breath, and it was like an atomic bomb of just light. And this light just exploded everywhere. And all that darkness, all that negativity, the dark energies, the dark entities, it just vanished in the blink of an eye. And then I was just in a void of just pure white space. And just kept hearing a voice just saying, just breathe. Just continue to breathe. Just breathe. I am with you. Just continue to breathe. And I remember my wife, she woke me up in real life, probably like 2, 3 in the morning. She's like, "You were just shaking tremendously. Like my physical body was shaking so much in bed, and there was so much just going on. And I was mumbling certain words out of my mouth. And I woke up just in tears. I had tears all over my face. And then I also remember my lower back had extreme physical pain. So it's almost like what happened to me during my sleep really happened to me. I woke up with extreme physical pain. I even had to crawl on all fours just to go to the bathroom, even. And I just prayed to God as well that 2 or 3 in the morning night. And then all that physical pain was just gone. And I explained to my wife and everything that happened, but it was that breath that really transformed my life. And it was started my journey, right? People call it their spiritual awakening, that divine experience. And that's what started my deep dedication into discovering about breath work and breath itself, and how for thousands of years the breath has been utilized across cultures and societies in a number of profound ways. And it has been my journey on here in deep meditations using various breathing techniques and breathwork classes that we've attended and spiritual retreats we've attended, from breathwork events that my wife and I have hosted, from breathing events I've done with other men, fathers, and husbands. That's really understanding that breath within all of us and using that breath in a number of ways, depending on your own situation and depending on where you're at in your present life. And that's why I'm such a big believer in breath work. That's why my wife and I, became pranayama certified. We later became yoga teacher certified. We spend so much of our time on breathing as well, because when we do these 60 to 90-minute breath workshops with other people, breathing is an intricate part of all of it. When we do our own breath work and meditation, breathing is all a part of it. Because without that breath that you utilize in your own journey in a number of ways, it is my belief that you will not have that greater awareness. It is my belief that without utilizing your breath, you will not have that massive remembrance, that massive release, that massive amplification, so to speak. And it's something now, these last almost 4 years, I've dedicated so much of my time and energy and love to. And it's why we are looking forward to here to sharing more about this breath work and the journey. But it allowed me to find self-love after having that. It allowed me to have an inner peace. It allowed me to just have a knowing. Now, does it mean I still have obstacles? 100%. Does it mean I still have negative things happen in my life? 100%. Does it still mean I have hardships in my life? 100%. That doesn't just go away, but it has allowed me to have a greater awareness and appreciation of that. It has allowed me to remember that breath that saved my life in that darkness, that breath that God offered to me, that breath that all humans have, and we can all utilize that, which is why I'll continue to keep sharing my journey. I'll keep being open with everyone who's out there, right? I don't know the perfect answers, but I do truly believe that breathing and breath work is an intricate part of life in and of itself. It can be transformative in so many profound ways that everyone has their own journey in life. But if you don't have the breath of meditation, if you do these plant medicine ceremonies, right, and you don't have your breath as well, if you just are at home and you're in bed doing breath work from a YouTube channel, or you're just trying to use that breath, but the breathing is crucial, truly crucial in my opinion, to having everything work in such a great amplification on there as well. And many times in classes and events and things we do, people will forget to breathe, which is why it's so important to remind yourself to breathe. Or if you do YouTube videos on breath work, they'll tell you to take a few breaths because you forget to breathe as well. So I would just highly encourage you just to have greater awareness of your own breath. Just sit in silence with your own breath. Try different breathing techniques that are out there. Because again, from my own personal experience, and it goes much deeper, that breath of life that God gives to all of us, it is so underutilized, so misunderstood, but it is something that we all have that can be transformative and just such a I can't put words on it. It's such a profound. You can always feel free to reach out to me or to comment with me. Again, I'm just sharing my experience here as another soul of light, as another person, a man, a husband, father, whatever it might be. I'm just sharing what has worked for me in the lives of hundreds of the people that I've been blessed to help guide and touch with, and so many more lives to come as well. That breathing and the breath of life is crucial to your transformative journey. I thank you so much for everyone who's here, and thank you for everyone watching this.